Are cats actually getting tamer, or did people just start treating them like family? In an essay published on 21 August 2026, animal behaviourist Grace Carroll asks a question that seems obvious only in hindsight. Are house cats still getting tamer? She looks at how urban foxes and city deer adapt to human handouts, wondering if the modern feline is undergoing a similar biological shift. The answer hinges on a quiet demographic reality. As people have fewer children and live alone longer, society is turning working mousers into surrogate babies. The most dramatic evolutionary change might actually be happening in the owner. Written by Grace Carroll, The Conversation in Scroll.in, narrated for Arva.
Around 15 years ago, I created a Facebook page for my cat, Sandy. Friends thought it was weird. Today, social media accounts for cats attract millions of followers. Cats travel in backpacks and prams, and surveys consistently show that the overwhelming majority of owners regard their pets as family. I've previously written about how cats became domesticated. But domestication isn't necessarily a process with an endpoint. Could it still be continuing today? Examples from wildlife suggest that adaptation to living alongside people can continue long after animals first encounter humans. Research led by biologist Kevin Parsons at the University of Glasgow provides one of the clearest examples of this process. In 2020, Parsons and his team compared the skulls of urban and rural red foxes from London and the surrounding countryside and found consistent differences between the two populations. Urban foxes had shorter, broader snouts and smaller brain cases, the rounded part of the skull that encloses the brain. These are changes that often accompany domestication. The researchers suggest that city life may favor foxes that are less fearful of people and better at exploiting food and shelter provided by humans. A similar story is emerging in Dublin's Phoenix Park. In 2022, ecologists Laura Griffin, Simone Ciuti, and colleagues at University College Dublin found that while some fallow deer living at the edge of the city rarely came near humans, others consistently approached people for food. Around a quarter of the population were consistent beggars, and these bolder females produced heavier fawns, suggesting that animals willing to approach people may be at an advantage. These studies show that living alongside humans can drive evolutionary change in wild and semi-domesticated species. But does the same apply to cats, a species domesticated thousands of years ago? There are two possible answers. Cats may still be changing, or perhaps cats have not changed much and it is our relationship with them that has. Let's start with the cats. Compared with dogs, cats have traditionally been viewed as less domesticated. Dogs were bred to work alongside us, herding livestock, guarding homes, and helping with hunting, while cats largely domesticated themselves. Drawn to the rodents attracted by early farming settlements, cats chose to live near people because it suited them, not because we selectively bred them for particular jobs. One reason cats have been so successful is their flexibility. Unlike many species, they can adjust their behavior to suit the environment they live in. Where food is scarce, cats tend to live alone and defend their own territory. But where food is plentiful, such as around people, they can tolerate one another and form stable social groups. In fact, some researchers suggest that cats first evolved to tolerate other cats living nearby before extending that tolerance to humans. Although genetics plays a role, kittens that have frequent positive interactions with humans during a critical period between around 2 and 7 weeks of age are far more likely to grow into confident, friendly adults. This suggests cats have long had the capacity to form close relationships with people when the conditions are right. Rather than becoming fundamentally different animals, they may simply be expressing a capacity they have long possessed. If so, the biggest change may not have been in cats, but in us. People's changing needs. Over the past century, many people's way of life has changed significantly. Across much of the world, fertility rates have fallen dramatically from almost 5 children to a woman in 1950 to just over 2 today. People are having fewer children, delaying parenthood, living alone for longer, and increasingly relying on companion animals to meet needs once fulfilled by close family relationships. These demographic shifts have changed not only how families are structured, but also who or what occupies the center of family life.
In Finland, a country that has experienced many of these demographic shifts, a 2023 survey of 857 pet owners found that when speaking with family and friends, people without children were more likely than parents to refer to themselves as mum or dad in relation to their pets. They were also more likely to describe their companion animals as kids, children, or family members and reported stronger emotional attachment to them. As more people delay parenthood or remain child-free, this way of relating to companion animals may become increasingly common. This shift may also be reflected in the growing popularity of cat breeds such as the ragdoll, valued for their affectionate and docile nature. Changing attitudes have transformed the lives cats now lead. A species once valued primarily for controlling rodents is now just as likely to have health insurance, see a behaviourist, and eat a specialist diet. None of this means cats have stopped evolving. Living alongside humans could still shape their behavior over many generations. But the evidence suggests that the more dramatic transformation has been in their owners. We have changed what cats mean to us, and by doing so, changed the lives they now lead.
Back when I created a Facebook page for Sandi, people thought it was eccentric. Today, it seems many more people have come round to my way of thinking. Grace Carroll is lecturer in animal behaviour and welfare, School of Psychology, Queen's University, Belfast. This article was first published on The Conversation.